it's me, Max Rainbow, and I'm back for another video. So today, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different here on this channel. It's not a reaction, it's not a review, it's almost like playing a little bit of a game. But basically, every single year, I see people do videos where they compare, the previous year to the current year. So, I figured in this video, I would do the same exact thing, except for I would verbally talk through it with you guys. So in this video, I'm going to be comparing Eurovision 2018 to Eurovision 2019. So I do want to say before I start this video that I am planning on doing reaction videos of previous Eurovision years soon, probably after Eurovision 2019 ends. That's probably when I'm planning on doing it. So this is not going to be like a review of 2018. You guys are going to get a little glimpse into my opinions about the songs of Eurovision 2018. But if you want to hear my opinions on Eurovision 2018 and any year prior to 2019, make sure you subscribe to my channel so you all can be notified whenever I upload those videos. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Alright, so I'm just going to go in alphabetical order for all of the countries. So, first up, we have Albania. So in 2018, they competed with the song Mal by Eugen Pushpepo. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Theotokes by Jonida Maliki. So Albania is really difficult for me because both of these songs I really love both of these songs, and I feel like Albania is really having like a golden era lately because Albania was one of those wishy-washy countries, but the last 2 years, I seriously loved Mal so much, and I honestly didn't expect any of the songs to blow me away like they did. But I gotta say, Jonida Maliki, over time, with the revamp and everything and hearing her live, I gotta say, I think I much prefer it over Mal, though Mal is absolute perfection to me as well. But there's just something about Theotokes which just gets better with each listen, and it's like every single thing that I want in a song. So I think that 2019 definitely won this one. Alright, so next up is Armenia. So in 2018, they competed with the song Kami by Savak, and in 2019, they're competing with the song Walkin' Out by Serbia. So I gotta say, I was not the biggest fan of Armenia in 2018. I think they had a lot of really strong entries in their national selection, and they picked one of my least favorite out of all of them. Usually I am an Armenia stan, and like it's hard for me not to stan an entry of theirs, but I was just like, I was not a fan of Kami. With their entry in 2019, however, with Serbia, I just love this entry so much. It is just so special. It is so amazing. We've got amazing diva, powerful singer. She's great, and I love the song. I listen to it so much, and it's got a great message, so I'm definitely going to go with 2019. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Australia. So, in 2018, Australia was represented by Jessica Mauboy with her song, We Got Love, and in 2019, they are competing with the song Zero Gravity by Kate Miller Heidke. So this is kind of a difficult one for me because We Got Love was a really good studio version, and I love it, and I listen to it still to this day so much. But something about it being live did not grab me as much as I wanted it to. With Zero Gravity, I pretty much have full confidence that she's going to be able to pull this off live because, they had a national selection, all of that. We got it. She's going to be able to pull this off live. So I imagine the live performance is going to be great. It's not going to do anything to diminish the song. But I think I prefer the studio version of We Got Love more than Zero Gravity. But I imagine I'm going to enjoy the overall package of Zero Gravity more, and it's a little bit hard to judge considering the fact that we have not seen the lives of any of the 2019 entries, at least how they're going to stage it in Eurovision. Based on all the information that I can gather, I think I am going to go with... this one's really hard. You know what? I'm going to go with 2018 We Got Love. I think just the studio version, it's very strong. It's a nice, fun pop song, but both of the entries are really good. Alright, so next up we have Austria. So Austria was represented in 2018 by Caesar Samson with his song Nobody But You. And in 2019, they are being represented with the song Limits by Panda. So this is, again, another tough one because I do like both of the entries a lot. But I gotta say, as much as I really love 2019 Limits, there's a special place in my heart for Nobody But You. When I heard this song for the first time, I listened to it non-stop. It was one of my most streamed ones. When they got third place, I was shook. Maybe not would have been the place that I would have put it, but I was very, very happy because I love the song so much and the singer was great. They put on a great show. I mean, it was kind of really unexpected for Austria to send something like that. Pleasantly surprised. Like, it was amazing. So definitely my vote has to go to 2018. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Azerbaijan. So in 2018, Azerbaijan was represented with the song X My Heart by Aysel. And in 2019, they are being represented by the artist Chingiz with his song Truth. So to me, this is a no-brainer. 2019 is the total winner. Although I did enjoy 2018, there was just something about it that was almost like soulless. Like, it was just like nothing. Like, it was just a basic pop song. In some aspects, 2019 is the same way. The video, and there are some extra aspects to the song, and I think his voice and just everything about it is a lot more unique and just a stronger song. I find myself listening to it a lot more than X My Heart. No brainer, 2019 is for sure the winner for Azerbaijan. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Belarus. So in 2018, Belarus competed with the song Forever by Alexei, and in 2019, they are competing with the song Like It by Xena. Alright, so this is a hard one for me because I actually really enjoyed both of these. I think that they both offer different things. I really loved Forever. Like, I really loved it for the longest time until the live version came out, and though he had a good voice, it just wasn't what we wanted it to, but I really loved it up until the live. With Like It, I like it, but for a different reason. I don't necessarily like love it, but it's really catchy and it's fun to dance to, and I enjoy listening to it. So which one do I prefer? I think that I prefer the creativity and the difference that is in Forever, which Like It lacks. So for that reason, I think I'm going to go with 2018. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Belgium. So Belgium in 2018 competed with the song A Matter of Time by Scenic, and in 2019 they are being represented with the song Wake Up by Elliot. So for me, this is a no-brainer. Though the staging in 2018 was kind of whack, the song to me was light years ahead. I like Elliot, he's cool. I watched a couple of interviews with him, he seems very lovely, but you know what, Scenic was very lovely too. Literally her influence, I applied at IKEA because of her, like, I'm just saying, influential artist, and the song, so good. Honestly, in terms of studio version, it was one of my favorites of the year. It was so good, and it's one of those ones that has longevity for me, that the more I listen to it, I just love it every single time, like it's brand new. So, and I'm not the biggest fan of their entry this year, so for sure I'm gonna go with 2018. Alright, so next up I want to talk about Croatia. So in 2018, Croatia was represented with the song Crazy by Franca, and in 2019 they are competing with the song The Dream by Rocco. I literally... Croatia's in like my bottom 5 for this year, so I mean, I really liked 2018. I thought they were one of those ones that should have probably qualified. She had a great voice, she was sexy, she had great staging. Like, I really loved them. It was a really good song, and Franca was just amazing. So I definitely have to go with 2018. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Cyprus. So Cyprus in 2018 was represented by Eleni Fioreira with her song Fuego. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Replay by Tomta. Listen, both songs are absolute bops, but they are very similar. And so they're not too different, but without a doubt, I have to go with Fuego. I just think Fuego had that power, and that it was unexpected. Nobody expected Cyprus to send something like that. And whenever they announced that Eleni was representing them, it was so hyped up. And they were so hyped up, and it was very easily they could have just flopped because she was such a hyped up artist, but they kept the momentum, and she's an amazing performer. And listen, I have no doubt that Tomta is gonna slay, but I just feel like there's no way that it could be any better than what Eleni did last year. So I definitely have to give my vote to 2018 for Cyprus. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Czech Republic. So in 2018, they competed with the song Lie to Me by Mikolas Josef. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Friend of a Friend by Lake Malawi. So, controversial opinion, I actually much prefer 2019's entry. I've tweeted about it before. You guys should follow me over on Twitter if you don't already. I honestly didn't I don't want to say I didn't enjoy it because I really did like it, but I didn't find myself listening to Lie to Me that much because something about the lyrics were very raunchy, and I'm just not that kind of girl. I'm just not that kind of girl. Whereas with Friend of a Friend, though there are those kind of creepy lyrics, like just at the beginning though, it's not that big of a deal. And I mean, yes, in my initial reaction, but I just don't really care. I just really love it. It's fun and it really makes me want to dance, and it's really lighthearted to me, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really like makes me feel good to listen to that song. So definitely my vote is going to 2019. All right, so next up is Denmark. So in 2018, they competed with the song Higher Ground by Rasmussen. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Love is Forever by Leonora. So again, this is one of those no-brainer ones for me. I have to 100% give my vote to 2018 with their song Higher Ground. It just, honestly though, I feel like both of the songs aged like milk. Like seriously, both songs by the end, it was like every single time I would update my ranking, Denmark would go down, 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 down. Both years. That's just how it's going. I don't know what it is about Denmark these last 2 years. Love it the first time I listened to it, and then boop, 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 boop. But with that being said, I felt like there was a lot more creativity behind Higher Ground, and I really love like the Viking stuff. I thought that was really, really cool. Their song this year is a throwaway song to me. It's just like whatever. So my vote definitely has to go to 2018. All right, so next up is Estonia. So in 2018, they were represented with the song La Forza by Lena Nachayeva, and in 2019, they are represented with the song Storm by Victor Krone. Again, no brainer. If you didn't know, Estonia was my winner in 2018. La Forza was my most played song of 2018. I seriously love that song. It's like, oh, it's one of my favorite entries ever in Eurovision. And Elena Nachayeva was just, oh, she's so lovely. She's just iconic to me. So, and I'm not even the biggest fan of their entry this year. So a pretty big draw. So with that being said, my vote has to go to 2018. All right, so next up, let's talk about Finland. So in 2018, Finland was represented with the song Monsters by Sara Aalto. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Look Away by Darude featuring Sebastian Raymond. Once again, no brainer. I really dislike their song this year in 2019, but there's literally no way anything could be worse than Look Away. So for that reason, 2018 is definitely my winner for Finland. All right, so next up, let's talk about France. So in 2018, France competed with the song Merci by Madame Monsieur. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Roi by Bilal Hassani. Both are very, very good, but I never responded to Merci like everybody else did. Everybody else like stan this song, and I was like, it's like alright, but I was more of an okay okao kind of person. With that being said, Roi is one of my favorite entries this year, top 3 for me. Bilal is iconic. I'm wearing my Bilal wig. Every time I wear this, I feel like I'm Bilal. Like I'm just like that's just how it is. So for sure, my vote is going for 2019 for France this year. All right, so next up, let's talk about Georgia. So in 2018, Georgia competed with the song For You by ethno-jazz band Irao. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Keep On Going by Oto Nemsadze. Georgia was my last place in 2018, and Georgia is not my last place in 2019. That says it all. I'm not the biggest fan of either of these songs, but I don't really mind Georgia 2019, so 2019 is for sure my winner. All right, so next up, let's talk about Germany. All right, so in 2018, Germany competed with the song You Let Me Walk Alone by Michael Schultz. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Sisters by Sisters. So in 2018, I was really not the fan of this song, like, whatsoever. It was, I think, probably in my bottom 10. But then when we heard it live, we saw it live, you were like, listen, it's not my favorite, but I recognize the quality. And, you know, looking back, I probably still wouldn't have put it in the place that it got. But regardless, I'm really not the biggest fan of their entry this year in 2019. It's good, and actually is kind of growing on me the more I listen to it. I think I just prefer Germany last year. In 2018, You Let Me Walk Alone was just a little bit more radio friendly, and I think it's easier on the ears, honestly. I don't know. I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it more, so. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Greece. So in 2018, they competed with the song Oniramu by Yana Terezi. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Better Love by Katrin Doska. Listen, both of these are actually really, really good songs. But where I feel that Greece in 2018 was really overrated, I feel like Greece in 2019 is totally underrated. I absolutely love 2019. Always on my playlist, always on repeat. It's a bop, it's so good, it's like anthemic, and she's beautiful, and she looks good in that music video. I'm watching all the time, like, period, always. So for sure, out of the two, my favorite is 2019, but we gotta see how it's all staged, because Greece could fuck it up. All right, so next up, let's talk about Hungary. So Hungary in 2018 competed with their song Vislat Nyar by AWS. And in 2019, they are represented by Yossi Papai with his song Azin and Pam. So although I probably listened to 2019 way more, I gotta give my vote to 2018. That song just really awakened, you know, this inner thing within me to like open my mind to that kind of music, that hard rock kind of sound or metal. Screaming, like I was not like, that used to be the genre that I was like, I can listen to anything except for that. But then I heard that and I was like, you know what? Maybe I can listen to that. So for sure, I have to give my vote to 2018 for its originality and for its just like perfection. All right, so next up, I'm gonna talk about Iceland. So in 2018, Iceland competed with their song Our Choice by Ari Olafsson. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Hatrimun Sigra by Hatari. Guys, this is the biggest like switch around. So Iceland pretty much went from like my second to last place. Actually, it probably was my last place after we heard all of the songs live in 2018. Went from my last place all the way to my first place. That is the biggest switch up in the game. Obviously, I'm going to say that 2019 Hatrimun Sigra is like miles and miles and miles and miles ahead of 2018 song Our Choice. It's just so much more original. It's so much more special, and I listen to it like way more. All right, so next up, let's talk about Ireland. So Ireland in 2018 competed with their song Together by Ryan O'Shaughnessy. And in 2019, they are competing with their song 22 by Sarah McTiernan. So I actually really love both of these songs, and I probably listened to 22 more than I did to Together. But there's a special place in my heart for Together, and that is one of the very few Eurovision songs that almost every single time I watch that live performance, I cry or I at least tear up. I get very emotional watching that. I think it's beautiful. I think that everything that Ryan stood for, though, you know what, honestly, both of them are LGBT icons. Sarah is an icon. I love her and I stan. There's just something about 2018 that really like grabs my soul. So I gotta give my vote to 2018. All right, so next up, let's talk about Israel. So in 2018, they were represented with the song Toy by Netta. And in 2019, they are competing with their song Home by Kobe Marimi. Listen, it's not really like a competition. Toy is obviously my winner. 2018. I mean, that song is iconic. It's one of my favorite Eurovision songs. I actually went to a bar here in Pittsburgh. The few times I've ever gone to a bar, and I watched a drag show and a drag queen started performing Toy in Pittsburgh in the United States. That shit caught me off guard. I did not expect it, and I was thoroughly shook, and I was a little bit pissed because they performed it pretty good, and I was like, I wanted to perform that. But I honestly think it's one of the best songs to win Eurovision ever. Like, I don't care. I don't care. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty iconic. All right, so next up, let's talk about Italy. So in 2018, they competed with the song Non mi avete fatto niente by Ermal Mata and Fabrizio Moro. And in 2019, they are competing with their song Soldi by Mahmood. I have not loved an Italian entry like this in, I don't think ever. I think it's probably my favorite Italian entry ever, 2019. I love it so much. So listen, Non mi avete fatto niente is good, but Soldi is perfection. So my vote has to go to 2019. So next up, let's talk about Latvia. So Latvia in 2018 competed with their song Funny Girl by Laura Risotto. And in 2019, they're competing with the song That Night by Carousel. I really did not like Funny Girl. I thought it was actually like one of those ones that was difficult for me to watch fully because I was just really bored. Whereas with That Night, though it's a slower song, I gotta say, like, I really love it. It's so beautiful for me to listen to. It's so like, breath of fresh air. I love it so much. So my vote, obviously my vote has to go to 2019. All right, so next up, let's talk about Lithuania. So Lithuania in 2018 competed with their song When We're Old by Ieva. I'm not gonna say her last name because it's really long and difficult. And in 2019, they're competing with the song Run with the Lions by Yuri Veklenko. I think that their song this year is fine. It's actually good. I listened to it quite a lot. And I wasn't like the biggest fan of When We're Old when it won. There's a lot of other ones in the national final that I really loved, but whenever I saw it live, it's just one of those ones that is timeless to me. It's gonna be beautiful, perfect for, you know, years to come. And it's a really special entry. So for that reason, I have to give my vote to 2018. So next up, let's talk about Macedonia. So Macedonia in 2018 was represented by IQ with their song Lost and Found. And in 2019, they are competing with their song Proud by Tamara Todevska. If you guys watch my video, I put Proud in my bottom 5 for 2019. And I actually really loved Lost and Found. I remember being disappointed with Lost and Found because last year, you know, I was comparing it to their entry in 2017. So I was like, oh, Lost and Found is not as good as Dance Alone. But this year, comparing Proud to Lost and Found, I'm like, oh, Lost and Found is so good compared to Proud. So for that reason, I have to give my vote to 2018. Even though they fucked up the staging, I really love the song and I still listen to it all the time. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Malta. So in 2018, they competed with their song Taboo by Christabel. And in 2019, they are competing with their song Chameleon by Michaela. Chameleon is an absolute bop. And though I love Taboo, oh my god, Chameleon, I listened to it way more. And whereas Taboo, I felt like got, you know, it didn't get worse, like it didn't get bad at all, but it didn't get any better with the more I listened to it. Chameleon gets better the more and more I listen to it. So I gotta give my vote to 2019. You know, I really do hope they qualify. I think it's their best chance in a really long time, so I'm rooting for you, Malta. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Moldova. So in 2018, Moldova competed with their song My Lucky Day by Doritos, and in 2019, they're competing with their song Stay by Anna Odobescu. I love Doritos. I actually was a really big fan of their music before they competed in Eurovision, and honestly, their song is so good, and I love Moldova, and their entry in 2019 just does not even hold a candle to their entry in 2018. That was just like so much fun, and it totally deserved the top 10 finish that it got. Stay is not even making the final, period. So I gotta give my vote to 2018. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Montenegro. So in 2018, Montenegro competed with their song Inje by Vanja Radovanovic. And in 2019, their song is called Heaven by D-Mol. You know what? Honestly, comparing the two, it's hard to say. They're both in this weird place of like, I don't hate them, but I really don't love them. So it's hard to say like which one I don't hate but don't love more. I think I gotta give my vote to... Here's the thing. Heaven is catchier than Inje. But I think that Inje has more potential as a quality song. You know? So I think I'm gonna give my vote to Inje. But I'm excited to see what Montenegro does with their staging in Tel Aviv. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the Netherlands. So in 2018, they competed with their song Outlaw Anthem by Waylon. And in 2019, they're competing with their song Arcade by Duncan Lawrence. So I literally hated Outlaw Anthem. I hated that song so much. Bring Dow Bob back if y'all are gonna do country, but I'm not trying to... With Duncan Lawrence, I really love it. It's so good. And it's just like miles above the rest. Like, it's so good. It's not even a competition. Let's talk about Norway next. So in 2018, they competed with the song That's How You Write a Song by Alexander Rybak, the iconic Alexander Rybak. In 2019, they are competing with their song Spirit in the Sky by Kino. I did not like That's How You Write a Song. There were several other songs in the national selection that I really loved. And I really love Kino. I mean, I love it. I mean, it's so good. It's so unique. It's so different. That's How You Write a Song was so cheap, and this song is just so much better. Like, I'm like, how could a winner as iconic as Alexander Rybak come back with a song like that? Oh my god, the disrespect to himself. He like disrespected himself with that. So next up, let's talk about Poland. So in 2018, Poland competed with the song Light Me Up by Gromi featuring Lucas Meyer. And in 2019, they were competing with the song Fire of Love by Tolia. I, again, was not a really big fan of Light Me Up. Like, I don't think I ever really listened to that prior to the like I just didn't listen to it very much. Like, I just wasn't a fan. Whereas with Fire of Love, I actually, again, it's one of those songs that I find myself enjoying a lot more, and I think it's gonna come alive a billion times more on the actual stage of Eurovision. So I gotta give my vote to 2019. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Portugal. So in 2018, Portugal competed with their song O Yardem by Claudia Pascal. And in 2019, they are competing with their song Telemovies by Conan Osiris. I like both of these entries. They're both very lovely, and O Yardem grew over time. But it was not my second place like Telemovies is. Like, I seriously love 2019's entry so much. Conan is iconic. Like, I just really love the song so much. I don't get how it's not getting as much hype as I feel like it deserves. So I gotta get my vote to 2019. Next up, let's talk about Romania. So Romania competed in 2018 with their song Goodbye by The Humans, and in 2019 they are competing with the song On a Sunday by Esther Piani. So this one's hard because I have sentimental value connected to the song Goodbye. Honestly, On a Sunday is kind of growing on me. Like, again, it's one of those songs that the more I listen to it, the more I kind of love it. And after that revamp, I think I gotta give my vote to 2019, On a Sunday. They might qualify this year because they have a good qualification record and it's kind of a good song, so that's what I gotta say. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Russia. So in 2018, they were represented with the song I Won't Break by Yulia Samalova, and in 2019, they are competing with the song Scream by Sergei Lazarev. So I was thinking about this because I kind of like enjoyed I Won't Break, like just the studio version. Like obviously the live was atrocious. And once we see Sergei's live performance in Tel Aviv, I mean, I have no doubt that, like, how could I say that it was worse than Yulia Samolova's? But I kind of really liked her studio version in a weird way. Like it was kind of one of those things where I don't want to like this, but it's catchy and I kind of like it. Whereas I just don't, I don't listen to Scream. Like I listen to I Won't Break a lot more. So like, who do I vote for? I think for right now, until we see the overall live, I'm gonna say, oh my god, I think I'm gonna say I Won't Break. I prefer, but I'm not gonna be able to say that once I see it live. Like I just know that for sure, but just for this, I'm gonna say I like I Won't Break more, but I know that's gonna change. Alright, so next up, let's talk about San Marino. So in 2018, San Marino was represented with the song Who We Are by Jessica featuring Jennifer Brenning. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Say Na 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 by Serhat. So I gotta give my vote to Serhat. I mean, yes, it's kitschy and it's stupid, but both of them were. But Serhat just, it's more expensive. It's more expensive kitsch. It's more expensive, funny, and goofy. It's not cheap like 2018. I mean, and they had such good entries in their national selection, and so for them to pick that, it was just like really, really disappointing. And yeah, so I gotta give my vote to 2019 for San Marino. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Serbia. So Serbia in 2018 competed with their song Nova Deka by Sanja Lic and Balkanika. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Kruna by Nevena Bojovic. Oh my god, I seriously love 2018 Serbia so much. I love it so much. It's so good. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of Kruna, so I mean, I have to give my vote to 2018. I have to. It's so good. It's just like the perfect mix of everything. I love it so much. So next up, let's talk about Slovenia. So Slovenia in 2018 competed with their song Valene by Lieser. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Sebi by Zalakraj and Gaspar Shanti. I thought this over because somebody actually DM'd me and asked me which one I preferred more. And I was thinking about it and I was like, I like them for different reasons. But I think that I prefer 2019 Sebi because it's a better overall package and I think it's more expensive. For that reason, I gotta say 2019. Next, let's talk about Spain. So in 2018, Spain competed with the song Tu Canción by Alfred and Amaya. And in 2019, they are competing with the song La Venda by Miki. I really love Tu Canción, and I think it's a very special song. It's very beautiful, and I thought the staging was lovely. You guys know I've tried to connect with La Venda, but for some reason, I just can't. For some reason, I just cannot connect with that song. Whereas Tu Canción, it's just so beautiful, and I don't know, I think it's one of those songs, again, that I didn't appreciate, but the more I listened to it, the more I started to love it. And that's just not happening with La Venda. So I gotta give my vote to 2018. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Sweden. So Sweden competed in 2018 with the song Dance You Off by Benjamin Ingrosso. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Too Late for Love by John Lundvik. I love Benjamin Ingrosso. Like, I have the biggest crush on him. If you guys ask me, like, you know, my biggest ESC crushes, I mean, Dao Bob is #1, but Benjamin Ingrosso might be my #2. I seriously love him so much. He's so beautiful. And I really love this song. And I know the fandom hates it. I don't care. I don't care. I actually really like it. It was probably one of my most played songs from that year. So good. And I was like, ooh, I didn't think we could top this. I didn't think I could top that. They certainly did. I love this song so much. Oh my god, it's just like no song like this year like just gets me up and dancing. Every single time I'm like, I could make that you. I'm like, oh yes, I'm bringing me to church. I love it so much. It's so good. So my vote gotta go to 2019. I think I'm hoping that they do better this year than they did last year. Even though they ended up getting a really good place, but I just mean with like the televote. Alright, so next up, let's talk about Switzerland. So Switzerland in 2018 competed with their song Stones by Zibs. And in 2019, they are competing with the song She Got Me by Luca Hänni. So I don't know, because the first time I listened to She Got Me, I was like, oh, this is so much better than Stones. But there's something about it that, like, the more I listen to it, the more I don't enjoy it. And I think I gotta see it live to, like, reinvigorate my love for the song and see it with the choreo and, like, the staging and everything. But I still gotta give my vote to 2019 because, I mean, I think it's overall a better song. But Stones was still really, really good. And, you know, it's one of those things where I'm looking at it objectively. Like, personally, I probably prefer Stones to listen to. But if I'm looking at it objectively, I think I want to say that probably their entry in 2019 is better. Alright, so next up, let's talk about the United Kingdom. So in 2018, the United Kingdom competed with their song Storm by Suri. And in 2019, they are competing with the song Bigger Than Us by Michael Rice. So I don't know, because I'm not like the biggest fan of either of these. This is very like BBC like production, like very like simple, like X Factor, like simple songs. Like they're not anything too special. But I think that Bigger Than Us is probably a stronger entry, honestly, and I do listen to it more. But Storms is like a very lovely song. The Stage Invader was the best part of that entry that year. So hopefully Michael Rice does not get invaded, and hopefully he does amazing. The song is good. It's perfectly fine. So I'm gonna go with 2019. And lastly, I'm gonna talk about Ukraine. So obviously Ukraine is not technically competing this year anymore. However, they did select a song, I mean technically. In all of our minds, they were to be represented by Siren Song by Maruv this year. So, in 2018, they competed with the song Under the Ladder by Melovin, and in 2019, theoretically, they were supposed to be competing with the song Siren Song by Maruv. Which one is better? I love Ukraine. I love everything that they do, and like both of these songs are very dark and like just edgy and cool. But Siren Song took it to another level. I loved Under the Ladder, don't get me wrong. But Siren Song, Melovin also, like, I love Melovin. He's one of my favorite artists. Like, I really, really love him. But, oh my god, like, Siren Song cannot compete. You can't compete with that. So yeah, guys, that is it for my entire comparison of 2018 versus 2019. God, that was a long video. God, I talked a lot. Hopefully you guys played along and you listed in the comments down below your favorites from each country. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter at Maxxy Rainbow. Specifically Instagram because I'm trying to be way more active on there and be like more social, and you guys can message me over there. I don't really answer messages anywhere except for Twitter and Instagram. If you email me, unless it's a business email, I'm probably not gonna respond. If you message me on my Facebook page, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really get those. So anywhere else, you know, Snapchat, I do answer Snapchat, but your best bet is to send it to me on Instagram. So just so you know, if you're trying to get in contact with me, message me on Instagram. That is the best place for you to message me. I promise you guys, because I will get back to you. But yeah, guys, also, if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well so you don't miss out on any other video that I do. And yeah, guys, my name is Maxxy Rainbow. I will see you all later. Goodbye. Mwah.